Yeah, man, I'm digging it. You would expect him to be the guy for the Arizona Cardinals right out of the gate. And anytime you get a rookie quarterback who can run with the football, he ran for over 1,000 yards and 12 touchdowns last year for Oklahoma. Suddenly you're looking at a potential fantasy sleeper. Cliff Kingsbury is going to develop this kid. I see the next Russell Wilson, and that gets fantasy owners excited.
Okay, the next guy, he may be doing push-ups and sit-ups simultaneously as we speak. DK Metcalf to the Ravens. What do you think?
Kind of like you, he's a physical freak, isn't he?
No.
And Metcalf going to the Ravens would be a good fit from a fantasy perspective. Why? They've lost 41% of their targets already to free agency. Michael Crabtree was released. John Brown signed with the Buffalo Bills. Now, the one problem is when Lamar Jackson was the quarterback last year, Cole, they ran it 64% of the time.
Uh-oh.
But Metcalf would be a nice fit for the Ravens.
Okay, how about the Philadelphia Eagles? Josh Jacobs, we spoke about him a little earlier in the show.
I love this one because who do the Eagles have at running back right now? You're looking at Wendell Smallwood, you're looking at Adams.
Thin
Not very much. So if Jacobs comes into Philadelphia, he suddenly becomes the featured back. I mean, I've heard people compare him to Le'Veon Bell, and that will get you excited as a fantasy owner. I also think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers would be a pretty good fit for Jacobs as well.
How about Hollywood in Washington? Marquise Brown playing in the nation's
Another
capital.
team that needs wide receivers badly, right? You lose Jamison Crowder to the New York Jets. Now, this is a team that's going to run the football, but if you're talking about targets and target share, well, Marquise Brown could end up being the leader in Washington because right now you're looking at Josh Doxson as their number one. Entering his fourth year, certainly he has not lived up to expectations from a fantasy perspective.
Okay, I know you're a big wrestling fan. George Kittle, I like to call him GKO. He went to Iowa, and Noah Fant, so did he. He also plays tight end. Will he play in Green Bay? Yes or no? You like this one?
Yeah, this would be a very good long-term move, because you still have Jimmy Graham in the mix there, but anybody that's going to Green Bay catching passes from Aaron Rodgers is going to have some fantasy value, and at a tight end position that was thin last year from a fantasy perspective, this kid in dynasty leagues will be a first-round pick. Maybe his value is hurt a little bit by Graham if he goes to Green Bay in year one. Moving forward, oh man, you could be talking about an elite fantasy talent.